I am Lamarsha Lewis. Let's talk. Today, Wednesday, December the 16th, 2020. Today's conversation is going to be about things that has gone on this past week. Monday was December the 14th. The electors were confirmed, and President-elect Joe Biden is that. President-elect Joe Biden. The Electoral College did confirm President-elect Joe Biden. So therefore, on January the 20th, 2021, we will have the 46th President of the United States inauguration. And that would be for President-elect Joe Biden. And for the first time in Americans' history, a woman vice president will be our vice president of the United States. A woman of color. She's serving two major historic breakthroughs. One, she's the first woman to hold the role as vice president, and also she is a woman of color. So this is very, very huge in our American history. We just applaud, and we are so proud of our Vice President Kamala Harris, as she has said many times in a interview that she did with Robin Roberts from Good Morning America. It actually aired today, this morning, Wednesday, on Good Morning America, where Vice President-elect sat down with Robin Roberts and did an interview at her alma mater, which is a historical black university at Howard University. Did an interview, and she said, like she has said so many times before, her mother has always told Kamala, you may be first of many, but don't be the last. So she's breaking ceilings for all of us, and if she can do it, it just gives inspiration to all of us. It gives inspiration to women, especially women of color like myself, little brown girls that's coming up in future generations. This gives so much it just gives so much inspiration, so much hope. We are very proud. I'm grateful to know that the college electors did do right. They confirmed President-elect Joe Biden. So this conspiracy that the current sitting president has conspired and still has not actually accepted, but hey, it is what it is. That's okay. It doesn't matter whether he ever actually accepts or knowledge of any of that, because it doesn't change what we the people did. We the people elect our president. You cannot overturn the will of the people just because you don't like the results of the election from where the people went to the polls and made their voices heard and their votes count. You cannot overturn the will of the people. So I am grateful for that. A lot of things took place over the weekend. We had the Proud Boys that was in DC marching, and this is something that happened at our nation's capital, all because of the current president when he did the first debate with Joe Biden, where he said stand back, stand by. When he signal gave that code to white supremacists, the Proud Boys, he said stand back, stand by. They've been doing it ever since. And they actually was at our nation's capital this past weekend. 4 people was stabbed, 33 people was arrested as Trump supporters clashed with counter protesters in DC. It was asked, is Trump to blame? Without a doubt, yes he is. They say they burned, tore down Black Lives Matters in churches, black churches. So what does this really say? But I'm not going to spend too much time on that. I wanted to acknowledge what took place, and that how the sitting president has caused in invoking violence, because that's the type of person that he is. But again, Monday was a good day for President-elect Joe Biden. He got his 306 electoral votes, which is surpassed the 270 that was needed for the presidency. Trump actually got 232, and President-elect Biden got 306. And I want to read some statements that President-elect Biden said. If anyone didn't know it before, We know it now. What beats deep in the hearts of the American people is this: democracy. One more. Our democracy pushed, tested, threatened, proved to be resilient, true, and strong. And these are quotes from the President-elect Joe Biden. And once the electors was actually confirmed, he did do a address to us, the American people, and we are now awaiting for January the 20th, 2021, when it all truly takes place, where we will have a new president, the 46th president, and for the first time in American history, we will have a woman VP, and not only just a woman VP, but a woman of color. I also want Stacey Abrams. She spoke for the state of Georgia. She helped cast the electors for the state of Georgia. Former President Clinton and his wife, former Secretary, First Lady Hillary Clinton, was some people for the state of New York. Attorney General Letitia James, the Governor Andrew Cuomo, and their Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul, I think that's pronounced. They did the electors for the state of Georgia, and Nancy Mills, Pennsylvania chair, she casted the electors for Biden, and I want to play to you what she said. I think this is just something good to give acknowledgement to. This is Stacey Abrams on the Senate floor.
And Kamala,
let me start.
We come together today
Stacey
to cast
Abrams.
our votes for Joseph R. Biden and Kamala Devi Harris. It is for them, the people of Georgia, that I say today we are electors, but we are also servants. Servants of a better Georgia, servants of a better future, and servants of the United States of America. We will now cast our ballots for the President of the United States. We come together today.
She was met with applause once saying, we now cast our ballots for the President of the United States, and those electors for the state of Georgia went to President-elect Joe Biden. And here go Nancy Mills, PA Democrats chair, and this is what she said upon casting the electors for the state of Pennsylvania.
Joseph R. Biden. Pennsylvania is the state that gave the United States its liberty, its justice, and its honorable standing in the world. We are the state that put Joseph R. Biden and Kamala Harris over the 270 Electoral College threshold. We are the state that returned the dignity and honor to the United States of America. Thank you.
I thought that was just amazing. As she said, we are the state, one, that gave President-elect the elector more than enough electors to confirm, to seal he was the candidate for the president for the next term, Biden Harris, the 46th president. And like she said, they were the state by their elector that confirmed, concealed that it was Biden, restored dignity. That speaks so much volume, because it's, as President-elect ran his campaign on, restoring the soul of our country. That is what we're endeavored to do. That is what we're on a mission to do. Restore the soul of our country. Restore the soul of these United States of America. All 50 states. I want to rebuild us. I want division to stop. I want the racism to stop. I want the prejudice to stop. I want where people are overlooked just because of the color of their skin. And as the late Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, and not by the content of their character or their education. Because whether you acknowledge it, whether you believe it, guess what? you have black and brown people are just as educated as Caucasians, whites. We are intelligent human beings as well, and we should be treated as such. We have dignity, and we want to be treated with dignity, and our respect should be also given to us. So we are on a mission, so we have to work together. Finally, Mitch McConnell has acknowledged, he also on the Senate floor, I believe it was Monday, maybe Tuesday. Yeah, I think it was Tuesday. But he did, on the Senate floor, give acknowledgement that President-elect is that of Joe Biden. He congratulated him. He also said our colleague from California, Senator Kamala Harris, he too acknowledged she would be the first woman, and how that is breaking barriers and a good achievement. He gave acknowledgement to the Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. I am grateful for that. That is good. But as I heard George Behart say on The View, where he shouldn't be praised for telling the truth, because there's no other way but to acknowledge. And whether he hadn't, or any of the others that still have been very silent, even that sitting president that's still there for the next 35 days, he has yet to open his mouth and one to concede or to acknowledge, to congratulate, none of that. But if he never says it, it's good and well. All is good and all is well, because 35 more days he's out. But it's sad that many Republicans have not yet, at least not openly, it has been said many have in private. But if you can do something in private but you can't do it publicly, what kind of person is that? That's somebody with no backbone, no spine. You gotta, like a little child, you sneaking behind your parents doing something that you know you shouldn't be doing. You gotta conceal. But we're gonna move forward, because as Vice President said in her interview with Robin, we're moving forward. So it's good he did. We're moving forward. So I shall do the same. But we have much work to still do. Monday also, early voting started for the state of Georgia. It's been said, and I'm so proud to hear this in Georgia. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for the two new senators, Warnock and Oswald. We need to send Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue back to Georgia, to their home. Kelly Loeffler, I don't even know why. One, I take problem with the governor for even giving her the position, because it was she became a senator by one of Georgia's senators that retired due to some health issues. So therefore, the governor had to appoint someone to fill that time for it was a gentleman, I can't remember his name at this particular time, but she got appointed by the governor. And my point is, or my thought is, why would the governor Kemp appoint someone? This woman, she's rich, she's out of touch with reality. She can't relate to the average American people, the average American person. Why would you appoint someone that is a millionaire? Her husband is the CEO of the stock exchange in New York. Excuse me. Why? And now she's wanting somebody to send her back to DC. She's actually wanting to go back. It has been said she is the richest senator in Congress. So therefore, I don't think we need someone of that magnitude, stature. When you rich, you can't relate. You're out of touch with the American people. And we know many senators have been there for years and years. Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, the late John McCain had a very long, lengthy career being a politician. And so, like our president, he started at age 29. He's now 78. So got many years of experience. So you have become wealthy, successful men and women. But you want me to think you're really concerned about me, the average person, the American citizen. but you don't really show that. I take problems a lot with Congress, and that's on both sides, because I want to hold the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, accountable to not seat those 126 House representatives that intentionally violated their oath, because they know that it was a conspiracy. They know it was just a lie, but they was trying to appease the president, the sitting president's ego. Because he's in denial and not wanting to accept the election results. Excuse me. So therefore, they all 126 House representatives actually signed their names to that bogus crowd that the Attorney General of the state of Texas sent, Ken Paxton, and thankfully the United States Supreme Court did do their job by denying it and rejecting it, not overturning the will of the people. But they need to be held accountable, because that's just like with your children. If you continue to allow your children to do things he and she knows they should not be doing, and there's no consequences of it, no recourse of what they have done wrong, they can continue to do it. So this is to Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House. Do not seat those 126 men and women. 2 of them from the state of Mississippi, Michael Guest and Trent Kelly, my state. I'm doing like President-elect was Monday night. I'm coughing. Excuse me. But they should not be seated. They violated their oath. They don't care about what's true and valid. Do not sit those 126 House of Representatives. They should not be seated. Monday, the vaccine, the first person to take the vaccine was a nurse, a critical care nurse. Her name is Sandra Lindsay, a black lady from Long Island. She works at Long Island Jewish Medical Center. She was the first American to actually take COVID-19 vaccine that has been approved by the FDA, and Pfizer is one of the companies that has given the okay and have started distribution of the vaccine. And she says she feels fine. She's been on several different TV outlets. She's spoken with Anderson Cooper. I saw her on The View, and so she's giving the thumbs up, saying, you know, she feels good and that she was very happy to take the vaccine. It's been said that many black Americans and Latino Americans have they kind of hesitant to take the vaccine. One, because as it's been said, mostly blacks and Latinos and immigrants are people that are, one, contracting COVID-19, dying from COVID-19, and just how in previous years past, doing research, whenever various things have happened, they would do research for a new vaccine, a new type of medication. They would use black and not care. I think it was in Alabama, where one time, I think it was for syphilis or something like that, where research was done, and they just they didn't try to actually help the blacks that took part in the research. They just let them, however their health went, it went, so that wasn't good. And now, and you can't blame us. You can't blame us when we know, one, we know how we're treated every day, and how we've been treated in years past. In reality, not much has changed when it comes to the black race. We're still disrespected. We're still thought of as nothing. We have to be our own best advocate. We have to be our own best advocate for ourselves. So it's some I'm sure some gonna take it. Then there will be those who choose not to. And of course, that's, I feel, your right to do. You got to do what's best and safe for you. But we still have to realize we are still in this pandemic. Therefore, we must continue, as I try to make sure I spread and promote to heed to the CDC guidelines. That is, practice social distancing whenever out in public in big groups, large groups. Make sure you try to stay 6 feet apart. Wash your hands more than norm. Use hand sanitizer. And again, wear a mask. It's very important. President-elect Biden has said upon coming into office, he's going to do a mandate. Want us to do 100 days of wearing a mask. Asking every American citizen for 100 days to wear a mask. It's 30 days in a month. Sometimes 31. So you can, I said about what, 3.5 months maybe? Wear a mask. Everybody wear a mask. And we're trying to, one, bring the numbers down. And with the ultimate goal being to end this pandemic and for this virus to go away. I live in the state of Mississippi. In today's count of new cases, 2,343. That's a large number. 2,343. That's today's count for December the 16th, Wednesday. And 42 deaths. So we got to do better. But they had already told us, Dr. Fauci, many of the scientists and experts, that going through the winter, the cold months, the numbers would increase. I know in New York the numbers going back up again. So we just have to do our part, do what has been asked of us, do our work of being safe. Try to make sure that we're being safe. Our families, our friends, our loved ones. That's what's important. So this is our conversation talking about the things that happened on Monday. The Electoral College did confirm the president-elect. Now we're just waiting for the inauguration. Because of the pandemic and gotta practice safety, it won't be as big or as large. They're also saying they're asking people not to travel to try and to attend, or like I know a lot of times people would just travel just to be there out there in Washington. I forget what they call it, but where they would just be there. So they're just trying to make sure that we practice being safe, and so that we can soon go back to normal. That's what's at stake, trying to go back to normal as soon as possible. We got to do what the CDC guidelines, the experts are asking us to do, which is to practice social distancing. Don't have large gatherings if possible. Make sure you wear a mask. And January the 5th, hopefully Georgia will go blue with the two. I hope Reverend Raphael Warnock and John Oswald will be the senators. As I was saying, Governor Brian Kemp, he should have never even appointed Kelly Loeffler. She also has been found to take a picture. She had like a rally or something, and she took a picture with a KKK, a Nazi leader. Of course, her staff, her camp, her people came somewhere. She didn't know. They said that wasn't the first time she had taken a picture with him. But it's not like you gonna acknowledge that you knew he was part of the KKK. That would be too much like right. Again, she should have never been even appointed, because what does a rich white woman have to say? They're up there just to get the tax breaks for themselves. Another thing I wanted to talk about, speaking about tax break, how mega churches, white like Joel Osteen, said that he got $4.4 million in government PPP loans. $4.4 million in government PPP loans. Joel Osteen. See, I take issues with this. I take issues with the rich continue to get rich. They getting tax breaks. They don't pay taxes, but the average American who's barely making it, and who most time people want to pay you $10 an hour, we have to suffer consequences. We have to pay our taxes. But these rich white folks, these mega people, they get the tax break. When would the world be fair? When would the world be fair? When would the world actually be for all people, regardless of race, regardless of your financial status? When would it really be fair? When will it really be right for all of us? Because we all are American citizens. I may be a black African American. You may be a white Caucasian or Asia, Latinos, or whatever the ethnics may be. But we're still all Americans, so why we can't all have a true, genuine, fair share, not just the select few, and basically the whites, the rich. There's still work to be done. That's all I can say. There is still much work to be done, but we've started, and we know there's much to do. So I just wanted to come on and do a quick I am Lamarsha Lewis conversation with you today, and I will talk with you on the next time we have our I am Lamarsha Lewis conversations. Thank you so much. I am Lamarsha Lewis. Let's talk.